Eh, Yeah. So, what are the most, or let me say, do you think it's worth it to have the most expensive certificates in cybersecurity?
Um, well, it depends, right? I
Right.
mean, what is expensive? Is 5K, 10K expensive, 20K expensive? But besides the price, first of all, you have to evaluate whether this certification will what will it bring, what value will it bring to your career? Will it teach you something new? Will it, showcase that you have the skills, are using it to apply for higher paying jobs, looking for a promotion,
Right.
right? And that is just aligned with your career goals because there's many, many expensive certifications out there, right? There's so many. I
Right.
mean, the CISSP, which is the most popular cybersecurity certification, is about, let's just say, 20,000 rands. That's not including any other training involved,
Right.
right? And then you can even go um, look at the other IC2 certifications, maybe the CCSP, for example, or any ISAC certs or any
Right.
CompTIA. Some CompTIA certs are around 7K, 8K, right?
Yeah.
But just look at the return on value of
Right.
on this investment that you're making, because it is an investment within your career, within your future, basically. You need to work with your budget, right? If you only
Right.
have, let's just say you have 6K, then the best thing to do within that space is to look at obtaining the CompTIA Security Plus, right?
Right.
If you have, let's just say you only have 3K to spend towards your journey, maybe you should look at the Microsoft Azure certs, right? Maybe the AC900, AC200,
Right.
AC900, whatever, because they each one costs less than 1,000 rand, right? You need to work within your means and work within your budgets and try to identify the best um, investment you can make with your allocated budget.
Awesome. Awesome. So, just to make it clear, so basically, for a beginner, somebody who wants to tap into, so let's say, for example, they're straight from a trick, or
Yeah.
they were in a different field, and then they want to enter and tap into this field. Where should they start? Can you list the certificates that would at least make their CV a little bit, visible or valuable?
Okay. So in terms of upskilling, so we're
Yeah,
gonna leave the certification for now. In terms of upskilling,
sure.
there are so many free courses online. It's unbelievable. The most
Mm,
information now is basically free. There's the Cisco Networking Academy.
right,
They teach cybersecurity fundamentals, IT fundamentals. Then you have online cybersecurity platforms. The most popular one would be TryHackMe, but then you get other platforms such as Hack the Box or Let's Defend.
right,
Um, there are many online cybersecurity platforms that can help you learn the skill,
right.
right? And then so beyond that, we also have many well, I'm not a cybersecurity technical YouTuber, but there's many technical YouTube videos that can teach you the skill of ethical hacking or SOC or whatever. There's Udemy courses which are also cost effective. How
Right.
much is a Udemy premium plan? Maybe 250, 300 rand a month, right? Which
Mm,
unlocks everything, right? So there's plenty of free options. I always say do not spend money at the beginning. First, like do your research, play
right,
around the free tools, free platforms, and then if you know that you want to make cybersecurity, a long-term career,
right,
I'll just go straight for the CompTIA Security Plus. It gives you foundational knowledge within cybersecurity. It's very much recognized, and it just gives you that broad general cybersecurity foundation,
right,
right? Then, if someone wants to go deeper, um, not sure if I mentioned this, but you have to like do your research on the different domains within cybersecurity, and then sort of pick your specialization. So if you want to go down the penetration testing
yeah,
route, maybe can you get something like the eJPT, which is the Junior Penetration Testing certification, or
right,
look at something like the OSCP, which is also another expensive certification, right? But it's
right,
going to teach you the skills and give you the knowledge, and also showcase to recruiters, hiring managers that certain level of skill, right?
Right.
Um, that would be my way of going about learning things. And then another aspect, I think you mentioned CV.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go into like the whole like personal branding thing. So there's
Right.
your CV needs to be proper. That's non-negotiable. But then you also need to look at other aspects such as your networking, right?
Right.
I
Right.
I lean heavily on LinkedIn, so connect with other people within the industry, go to events, go to
Mm.
webinars, right?
Right.
Um, and make sure that you're active in the community. Maybe you should volunteer for some cybersecurity initiatives, right? I know at
Right.
BSIS they usually have their volunteering program, or you should just put yourself out there, build a personal brand, share your learning journey. If you this week, even if you're still at the beginning, if you this week learned about, I don't know, you're documenting your journey studying CompTIA
Mm.
Security Plus and what concepts you learned, then post about it. Make a small post and talk about what you learned, right?
Right.
Personal brand is how you're gonna stand out within this industry. It goes beyond just you being another CV or another
Yeah.
random LinkedIn profile. And then, also another aspect would be projects, right?
Right.
Projects to showcase that you can actually do the work. It sort of brings all the knowledge together, right? So those are different aspects as to how to break into the industry from whatever background. Actually, it's more or less the same, right?
Right.
Certifications, networking, personal branding, CV, LinkedIn, projects, everything works together.
Awesome. Because yeah, the next question was going to be the networking, not
Yeah.
necessarily the social networking, but the actual networking of computers. So I wanted to
Oh,
ask
networking.
if
Oh, yeah, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so if one needs
Yeah,
to perhaps start from there, just to get a basic understanding of the networking and maybe some infrastructure, how how these things
yeah,
are structured, and then from there, that's when you go cybersecurity, or you can just directly go the cybersecurity, and
yeah.
then you learn as you go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you need to learn. Just you don't have to go deep into it. You need to understand because networking is basically that's how the internet works.
Yeah.
A bit of infrastructure as well, cloud. How does cloud work? Software, operating systems. Just a bit of
Right.
IT fundamentals, right? You need to understand what you going to be securing at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes.
So you need to have some sort of a generalized understanding. No one just jumps straight into cybersecurity.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. So now, what are the common mistakes that beginners actually make? Some of the things that you might have learned or seen that okay, actually these are the common mistakes that most juniors make.
yeah. The first one I would say is not leaning in to a personal brand.
Yeah.
I'd say not being active in the community, not networking, also building your personal brand, documenting your journey. This just helps you to stand out. Again, it goes beyond, you're not just
Right.
another TV, whatever. You're actually like someone who's there, who's showing their journey, who knows
Right.
um, how to utilize or how to showcase their talent and skills. And then number two would be there's no in no particular order, but I
Right.
would say there's a trend that well, it's not a trend that's new, but it's been going on. But I've seen some people they over-certify. What
Mm.
I mean by this, like they do a lot of certifications very quickly, and it's very you they kind of ruining this whole certification industry because like there's no way you can learn all the stuff very quickly. And
Right.
then on top of that, you can tell that someone is just passing for the sake of passing, right? They're using exam dumps or certification dumps where they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
cramming and memorizing to pass the exams. So you're doing too many certifications without actually understanding
Mm.
the knowledge.
Right.
Number three, what else could there be? I would say no consistency. That's also a major one. people just hopping in between courses, this course this week,
Oh,
the other
yeah.
course next week. Then I'm gonna study for the certification, then I'm gonna go for the other certification. Maybe there's a bit of a shiny object syndrome going on there, right? You see something
Sure.
new, I go start
Right.
there and then just get distracted. And then I would say also having no mentor,
Hmm.
having no mentor community. You're trying
Right.
to, I mean, think about it, you're trying to break into one of the most popular, most competitive, most technical tech domains on your own, no
Hmm.
mentor, no roadmap, nothing. I
Yeah.
mean, you're scoring your own goal at that point, right? This is what
Right.
I try to help people with being a mentor and also bringing a community of people together, right? You need to have people around who can sort of guide you.
Yeah.
Um, what else is there? I'd also
Sorry
say,
to interject there.
yeah,
I think maybe if you can expand on more on that on your community.
yeah.
How
So,
can one join, and
yeah.
which platform?
So there's two ways of joining right now. So there's an application, so you apply online on the website, but then there's also a Discord. We have a free Discord where we we give people free resources, try to bring people together.
Right.
The Hacking Up is a mentorship program. It is a paid program. That's where I work extensively, very closely with people. It's a bit of a small community, but
Right.
then there's also a free Discord where people can come in. Maybe you just want to get free resources, want to get free YouTube videos, or just
Right.
chat or do whatever. Any events, we just do that there. And then um, what I want to say. Yeah, I think that's mainly like the community I run. It's called Akinab, just a community of
Okay.
cybersecurity professionals. So
No,
there's a
that's
website
awesome.
link to be in the description down below.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. No,
yeah.
awesome. 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 No, thanks for that insight as well. Yeah. So
Oh, the
again,
mistakes. Can I continue on
okay,
the
go
mistakes?
for it.
Yeah. So having no mentor, no roadmap.
Yes.
There was one that I actually wanted to. I have to come back to this, but like those are. Oh, I can also say. I would say being too broad or not specializing. So I get a
Mm.
lot of people they want to be in cybersecurity, they just don't know where. So you'll see on their profile it says pen testing, then it says SOC, then it says GRC,
Right.
then it says cloud security, software developer, web developer. It's like,
Mm.
what are we doing here? Just like pick one route to go down, right? It's all over the
Right.
place. So you can't learn everything all at once. Like even before this interview, I
Sure.
mentioned like I don't want to do the GRC questions because I'm not too like specialized within that. I
Sure.
don't want to give wrong answers, right? You need to know which track you want to go down within cybersecurity. So those are the main mistakes that I see.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, then which I think you already answered the next question, but I'll just answer it in how. Um, what if you can maybe give us a roadmap, a 12-month roadmap, perhaps maybe for somebody who
Okay.
wants to enter into the cybersecurity space.
Yeah. The first 3 to 6 months is just going to be locking in on the foundations. You
Mm.
know, IT foundations, cloud foundations, but more specifically cybersecurity foundations, um,
Right.
just to help you, speak the lingo of cybersecurity. I mean,
Mm.
maybe do some foundational certs, right? Maybe it's 18900 or CompTIA Security Plus, even the ISU2 CC, anything that'll just help you understand cybersecurity. And then
Right.
the next 6 months would be more focused on going deeper within your specialization. So like I mentioned, either it's penetration testing or SOC
Right.
or whatever. So doing some trainings or some certifications which are more geared towards that. Then I would say the last like 3 months of this roadmap would just be focused on branding, putting yourself out there, fixing your LinkedIn,
Right.
fixing your CV, looking at job application strategies, how we're gonna apply for jobs, where you're gonna apply for jobs, which events are you gonna go
Mm.
to, just making yourself known and putting yourself out there. So that would be a general high overview 12-month roadmap.
Mm. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Then what about the communication, man? So the communication skills. I think that's one of
Yeah.
things that people overlook.
Yeah, it's something that I would say I can't necessarily train. I can't train
Right.
someone. There's not like certification for communication skills, but it is it is very important. It is very important. Like basic stuff such as I'm a not being able to speak English, being able to write an
Yeah.
email, being able to be a good person, pick up on social cues and
Right.
communicating with other stakeholders,
Right.
your manager, your teammates, and all of that. So yes, that's definitely is something that's very important um, within cybersecurity in general, actually in life in general. But again, it's
Mm.
not something that I can say that I'm actively teaching. But I do is like I try to point people in the right direction. I'll just say
Sure.
maybe go watch this video, or maybe just read this book on whatever. We just practice. I also try to help people practice on the social skills. So within ICANN, we do presentations.
Right.
So people get very nervous when they have to speak in front of people or when they have to interview. Like for most people, even interviewing is, they get very nervous. Need to be comfortable speaking and also need to be comfortable speaking about
Sure.
what you know. I mean, there's so many people who know way more than me or way more.
Right.
They just know a lot. It's just that they're not comfortable communicating. So I'm also
Right.
trying to add that sort of element into my mentorship as well.
Okay. No, that's awesome, man. So looking at those different aspects of cybersecurity, which one do you think has the highest potential of, getting more money,
Which one
man?
makes the most money? Um, yeah, I think from what I've seen, I would say GRC makes the most money. GRC, I mean, they lead security programs, security compliance programs,
Right.
very high level strategic roles. We're looking at something like the CISO or
Right.
anything in like risk management or in that sort of space. So the non-technical roles, I don't think them. I mean, the technical roles, they do make a lot of money, but I wouldn't say they make the most money. I'd say more GRC. But I just enjoy the technical side. Maybe one day when I'm a bit older, I'll retire to GRC. I don't know. But right now, I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. But yeah, from what I've seen, GRC, um, anyone that oversees like large
Right.
um, projects, security, strategic initiatives, those are the people who make the most money, the decision makers.
No, awesome, awesome, Sia. Thank you very much for your time. And for those that did not know, Sia is also a YouTuber and he's giving more details on YouTube. I'll allow him to just give
Yeah,
us the details around that, YouTube channel, what
yeah,
you focus on. I think you already touched base on that, but
yeah,
just take this opportunity to just formally say uh,
yeah.
your YouTube name, channel name, etc.
Yeah, thank you. So on LinkedIn, you can find me under Siambonga Klatile. That's on LinkedIn. On YouTube, my channel name is Siya Cybersecurity. And then I also run a community of ambitious young individuals looking to break into or excel within their cybersecurity career. It's
Right,
called Hacking Up. There should be a link in the description. You could just go apply on the website. If you don't
right,
want to apply on the website, there's also a free Discord. We've launched a free Discord where I try to give out as many free resources and we do live learning sessions together. So please go and check that out. I'm also on TikTok if you want
right.
to connect with me on TikTok as well under CR Cybersecurity. But yeah, that's it from my side.
Thank you very much, Sia, for your time. Until next time, it was a pleasure having you on David Tech.
No, thank you very much. I actually enjoyed this interview. Appreciate it.
I enjoyed it more. Thanks.